First things first, you say let's have 1,000 businesses. You guys, whichever field in which you are in, be it mining, energy, or the agricultural sector, government is going to support you and give you incentives. Now, the only thing that the government will require from you, it's not taxes, like the current sweep which is in Kitwe happening now, hammering on businesses, local businesses who have not paid taxes. You see, instead of doing that, you say, guys, come here. Our interest is not your money. Our interest is, can you expand your businesses? Government's major interest is to provide employment. Then you say, okay, fine. Let's have those 1,000 companies that you bring up. That's what we would have done. Instead of having 50,000 civil servants in teaching and health, we have just 1,000 businesses, and we tell them to say, you guys need to have 100 employees. We would be talking of 100,000 labor force created instantly. Just by incentives, people are willing to carry out their own businesses. So that is the culture we are beginning to change. If you are the owner of Capital FM right now, and me, I'm your employee, we go to any financial lending institution, or let's just say Barclays, or these other small institutions, what is going to happen? Me, I just have to take a sale fee here. I work for Capital FM. Then they will give me the money. We are all asking for 20,000 kwacha. Me, I'll be given just by saying, I'm employed by Mr. Dominic, Capital FM. You see, but you, when you go there, they will not give you. They will ask for collateral. They will ask for company records. They will ask for all sorts of things, simply to disqualify you from the package and the service. You see, so this nation is not really focused on growing it. When you simply focus on the workers, you are not actually developing anything. If you focused on the businesses that generate the labor force, what is going to happen is that instead of me that works for you to go and seek for a loan, I work for you, you can simply say, okay, I'll give you a salary advance. 3 months, it will be your bonus because you worked so well last month. You see? But usually companies are unable to do that because they lack much of the support that they need.
Just to write into that, in terms of support and not only that, but in terms of just empowerment, how well do you think they've executed issues to do with empowerment? CDF, CEC.
You see, when they mentioned that we now have close to 27 million in constituencies, we applauded and we welcomed it. It's a good thing. Even today, it's a good thing. You know where the problem comes in? The issue of being foreign-centered. A local person, they are told, form a cooperative, form a what? You have a small business. Remember where I started from? For you to qualify for CDF, you need that documentation. And it's not a guarantee that they will give you. It has to go through a committee to select people for support. Now, you're going to spend about 3,000 or 5,000 kwacha just to get your paperwork ready before you even access the fund. Now, what kind of funding is that you have to put in first? And then you stand to be on a chance to be funded. You simply stand a chance, not that you're going to be funded. You see, it should be the other way around. Support to local businesses should be factual and straightforward. Anyone that can prove track record of business, or they have ideas about a certain business that they want to undertake, those people should be supported.
Isn't it risky to fund a business that is just based on ideas and they don't have anything?
Look at this, Mr. Dominic. How easy it is then to fund someone who simply just has a job. Not that it's a bad thing. I'm simply trying to bring here the thought of our culture. You see, even the financial sector in the USA or in all these other countries, you know what they prioritize first? It's businesses. When you go to Silicon Valley, actually they don't fund anyone with a track record. They fund people who pitch better.
Ideas.
Just
ideas on paper.
Ideas have started wars and ended wars. Just the word of mouth. Even in the Bible they say, Your tongue is everything.
Mm.
Your tongue has power. If you say you do this, look at the president. Does he bring out anything? It is just decrees. Let's do this and that. Especially that Zambia is a Christian nation, then you should be familiar with this.
Mm.
Before, the word was just saying, let there be this. That is why our friends have created Silicon Valley, to support good ideas. This nation runs on ideas. The whole world, it doesn't run on money, but ideas that have got value, because it's ideas that create money. So if the effort, or all you financial institutions, obviously you are hearing me,
Mm.
if why you are not growing, there are so many financial institutions, they've never grown since I was a boy.
Mm.
Because they focused on what? Funding people who don't generate money. Okay? You find that a certain financial institution, you go there for survey purposes, because I'm heading a research wing at Leadership Movement. I go there, what is your business? No, ask if you don't have a government payslip, nothing. And I say, how are you going to grow? Because government workers are not properly paid.
Mm.
You want to survive on the 6,000 kwacha that the government gives to a common civil servant, instead of you supporting more businesses. You see, not that it is wrong to support these other areas. We are saying the topic now is on business. If you support businesses, restaurant owners, people who sell at Soweto Market, those ladies there, they know that if they don't work today, they don't move their muscle to sell whatever they are selling in this in the financial CBD of Lusaka.
Mm.
They know they will not eat, so they know how to survive. If the financial sector, the banking sector, were to focus on youth and people, Zambians with ideas, Zambia can move forward. That is why we are now saying, even the whole story of CDF has come to fail.
Mm.
You can ask the locals, they don't see the effects.
Yeah.
What is needed as a policy for us is to bring businesses first. When we bring businesses first, we incentivize them. We are not saying we don't want to collect taxes.
Mm.
We will collect taxes when they make the money. You can't pay tax before you make the money.
Mm.
You need to make money first. So even this issue of chasing around companies, that is why there's tax evasion. Even me, I will tell you outrightly, why should I pay tax when government has not done anything for me? What is the use? I pay that tax, tomorrow they take it into very unproductive ways. That is the narrative which we want to change.
Should it be a must that for me to access funds, I should always have a cooperative? Your take on that particular idea? You need something that is already running. They need to see a company running already. Is it working for the young people? Is that really viable?
It's not. It's like this whole thing of experience. You know, people, over the course of time, we develop certain complexes that end up destroying our society. Like experience. When someone is starting grade 1, there are no grades to look at.
Mm.
You can start grade 1 at any age. You see? But then when someone graduates, they are looking for employment, then you tell them they need experience. You don't need experience for anything. You don't have experience to be born. You are just born. It's by chance. Then you don't have experience of speaking. You learn how to speak. So the issue of experience is actually what is destroying Zambia right now. The leadership circles are mad with recycled people who don't have ideas. Leadership movement is about ideas. That is why we want to continue preaching to the Zambian masses to say, believe in yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Zambia can transform. It's not that we don't have the human resource. We have the human resource. So many professionals. What they lack are deliberate policies that will put them first and require of them to do something and contribute to the country.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the mess which we are in today in terms of the energy sector. What has caused it? Laissez-faire in ZESCO.
I was going to get to that, but I wanted to address the issue of farming, the agriculture sector. There was a dilemma of farming inputs in this country. Not only that, but farmers also were somehow sharing this farming inputs on Tumbale for lack of better terms.
Mameda.
Yeah, your take really. And now we have the issues of 4 army.
You see, for us, that's why when you asked me, usually when I go to a media house and I'm asked to say, how do you rate the UPND government? Really, we are not into this habit of name calling and complaining and shaming those guys who are there. But then you can tell that these guys did not prepare to have power or to run this government. That's why when you look at us, our track record, we have this department which I'm heading. We are creating and noting solutions now, actionable maneuvers. This now brings us to my comment over the agricultural sector. Anything that comes out of Zambia from outside, not that it's bad, but the fact that it's not produced locally and the nation is not productive, you are doomed to fail. Why the agricultural sector FISIP program failed this season is because of one thing. We forgot a very important sector of the agriculture, which is fertilizers. We are supposed to be producing fertilizers, not buying from outside. It's not just NCZ. We need to think outside the box. That's why, for the sake of our listeners, from our research centers, we have actually synthesized and tested a simple fertilizer producing plant equipment which can fit a 4x5 room that can produce fertilizer. As you see it, we have miniaturized that process. The reason is we want more players. If we say as LM government we are going to create heaven on earth, we are lying. It's not going to work. It's not going to work until Zambians themselves raise to say, okay, we are now going to rise up. Enough is enough. We are going to get independence in terms of production and depend on our own. So that's why we have created that research, so that when we come to power in 2026, instead of saying, like here, typical politics, I'll just say they failed to deliver fertilizer on time. So by 14 hours, you will receive fertilizer. Every farmer will receive fertilizer because we are going to change things. That is not the way we are doing it. Here we are saying, to have fertilizer for every farmer who needs fertilizer, you need to produce it. You don't need to produce it at NCZ alone, because government institutions have this attitude of laissez-faire, because government loves sparing the road instead of keeping them accountable. We want private people. All these people who are good at supplying, who ask them, this time around it's not about supplying, guys. No contracts for you. You need to energize yourselves. Right now, we want you to produce fertilizer in all the 10 provinces. Farmers don't have to beg for fertilizer. They should have it. In fact, even commercial farmers will produce fertilizer to an extent whereby, even if you say, I don't need that loan or that support, I can survive on my own, we will tell you to say, fine, we have these 5 tons of fertilizer. We want you to get it. In exchange for that, we want you to grow. If you have 10 hectares, grow 20 hectares. Here is the fertilizer. These are the implements. You are doing it for your country, for your own profits. Please, can you expand? Because people in the region need more food. That is why, including commercial farmers at Chisamba and Mkush farming block, everyone will be told to say, it's not enough just to say you don't need the government, but the government needs you. And it has so much fertilizer and implements, medicines for armyworms and all that can be synthesized locally. That is why we always say that we need to go the production way. That is the only way. So the agricultural sector, to fix it, okay, leadership movement is going to set up manufacturing centers. Like we have already started. Okay, we have researched on it. So it's not a matter of coming to say we'll set up a task force. No. Blueprints are there. Okay. Everything is there. It's just a matter of someone get these plans. bring 5 fabricators. You set it up and start running.
Yeah, your projects are underway in Malaysia. Which part of the country?
We have research centers in Kitwe.
Yeah.
Yes, and some of the notable ones that have been launched, I think last year the president of the party had, we have about 3 projects that have been launched, even in witness with the media and the community.
Yes.
That of the community manufacturing. We also looked at aquaponics, the modern way of growing fish and vegetables in the same water. We recently launched the micro mineral processing plants. These are very small. For the most common Zambian, you just need 3 drums. We stack them on top of the other and call metal fabricators. Technology transfer is what we believe in. So the commonest of a Zambian gets a share. You miners and youths on the copper belt or even in the northwestern province or Luapula don't have to depend on Chinese people, whereby they have a sack of ore, you see, which has a lot of minerals. But because it's those chaps who knows the value, and that guy doesn't know anything, and they'll be happy they've given us the Black Mountain. They get the Black Mountain soil from there. They go to a Chinese warehouse. Then they just tell them, I can only give you 1,000. But there are so many minerals there. There's chromium, there's cobalt, there's all these important minerals. It's because people don't know. We have put that veil between CBU, University of Zambia, and the people. And this is the bridge which we are making. Personally, I'm from the academia, but I want to act as a bridge. And I'm very happy that the president of Leadership Movement could set up an office like mine, research, innovation, and production, so that the people can be linked. We should just be one and the same. Knowledge here, we don't need to have geologists who are never seen in Zambia. We need geologists that will be there. If someone, Afumakulupiri or Achoka or wherever, Eastern Province, there is gold there, you need just to go there and say, okay, Leadership Movement will set up a mineral reserve agency. You bring a sack of soil. Then geologists at the mineral reserve agency will tell you what is here. There is gold, or there is cobalt, there is iron, and then they calculate the value. Then they pay you that way. Because how come we have FRA and yet we don't have a mineral reserve? I can ask, have you ever seen copper or touched it? Other than the copper wires, which have no value.
I think the only copper I've seen are the ones moving on trucks being transported.
And that one you can't come close before they shoot you.
As a writer to that, in terms of research, the University of Zambia,